Good day and welcome to South Coast Radio. And today we are joined by an incredibly talented Cape Town based musician, educator, and trombonist who has made a powerful impact both on stage and in the classroom, from performing with top orchestras and big bands to shaping the next generation of brass musicians. She is truly a force in the music world, and now she is stepping into the spotlight with her brand new release titled Holy. So let's welcome Karen Hess to the show. Karen, it's such a pleasure having you with us today.
Mhm.
Hi Karen, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I
Awesome.
can. Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me, John. Sorry, Ryan.
Awesome. It's really awesome having you with us on the show today, Karen. And so let's start at the beginning. Can you tell us a bit about how your musical journey started?
Hmm. So I started playing piano at primary school,
Uh-huh.
and my mom was an organist at the church, where my dad was the pastor. And then at high school, I so much wanted to be part of the orchestra, and that's when I started playing brass, and I actually started on the tuba.
Wow. That's really awesome stuff, Karen. So you were
Hmm.
classically trained under the late Albert Engel. How did that shape you as a musician?
So Albert was a formidable leader and performer.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, he was also bass trombonist in the symphony orchestra, so I could look up to him as a performer.
Yeah.
And he literally took me on the road with him to all the Moravian mission stations and taught me how to teach brass from
Wow.
the start. And also, with my background, when I was studying with him at UWC at Stellenbosch, I didn't feel good enough, and he'd always say, no, you don't have to back down to
Yeah.
anyone. And he really helped me with confidence and believing in myself that I could do it.
Wow.
Yes.
That's really awesome stuff, Karen. So you've played across so many genres, from classical to jazz and gospel. How important has versatility been in your career?
I think it's important to try different styles, and I've always been open to that.
Uh-huh.
And I know not everyone is open to that.
True.
And for me, playing on an at the Afrikaans festival, where you're playing in a brass band, with it's essentially making music together. And for me, that's the most important. And on all different stages, we're always learning from each other. Whether it doesn't matter which style it is, and we're having fun together.
True. That's correct, Karen.
Mm.
Awesome.
Mm.
So you've also held several key teaching roles, including head of brass at multiple institutions. What inspired
Mm.
your passion for music education?
I love working with children. We have fun. And I've had formidable teachers, like at high school, it was Mrs. Lesh. I
Uh-huh.
don't know how she got it right to get us to come to orchestra on a Friday afternoon,
Yeah.
So I think I've also had teachers that role modeled that for me. And I also want to do the same, for someone else.
Yeah.
And and pass on the legacy, what I've learned, also to be able to pass it on.
That's great to hear, Karen. And now you're currently head of brass at South African College Junior School and involved
Mm-hmm.
with the Cape Town Philharmonic Music Academy. What does a typical day look like for you?
Okay, so Ryan, so correction, I finished off at the Cape Town Philharmonic Academy
Okay.
at the end of last term. So, but I'm also going to start now at the closest music center in Kenilworth.
Uh-huh.
But at the time when I handed in the bio, I was busy doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Sorry, what? Yes. So sorry, what was your question?
Also, the question was based on you being part of the Cape Town
Mm.
Philharmonic School Academy. What does a typical day look like in general?
Ah,
Yeah.
typical. Oh, coffee. Lots of coffee in the morning. Lots of prayer.
Yeah.
Just to get out. I believe to. We joke about it, but I mean, just to commit my day to God and ask Him for strength to lead me.
Uh-huh.
In that, we have a very, very early day. So typically, I either have choir at 7:30 in the morning,
Mhm.
or band before school, and then I teach about 9 to 10 students
Yeah.
a day.
Wow.
And then I'm also involved 2 days with sport. So
Awesome.
I play tennis, so I love doing the tennis. It's a small team. And I'm also helping with squash now.
Well, that's
So that's a
really
typical day.
wow.
It starts early and yeah, lots of engagement with the young people, and I enjoy that.
That's really awesome to hear, Karen. So you've performed with so many incredible ensembles and at major festivals. Is there a standout moment or performance that really meant a lot to you?
I play with South African songwriter Fraser Barry.
Uh-huh.
And one of the Oesfees, it's actually Harvest Festival in English.
Yeah.
It was actually 2017. That one, I used to work backstage at that festival. And for the first time that year, I actually got to play.
Great stuff, Karen.
That just stands out for me. It's just
Yeah.
because Fraser's music, it really, the lyrics, it touches the hearts of the people.
Yeah.
And it was just really raw, and that stands out for me. Just the atmosphere. I can't explain it in that specific festival. Yeah.
Well, that's really great, Karen. And you've also taken part in international festivals like the Trombone Choir Festival in North Carolina and the Brass Band Festival in Dresden. How did those experiences influence your music?
There's two sides to it for me. It just confirmed, that music really is a universal language.
Yeah.
And you can go anywhere in the world and we speak the same language.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I think that also motivated me, to become a better musician and to grow as a musician. As you, in the space with other artists, we kind of feed off each other, we inspire each other. So that it was to travel also, internationally and to be able to be part of those festivals.
Awesome, Karen. So let's talk about your new single called Holy. What inspired this release?
So with Holy, I actually wrote that for the church.
Mm-hmm.
So where the congregation where I'm at, our pastors always encourage us also to write our own songs.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to take scripts and put music to it.
Yeah.
And also the aim was to write a melody that I feel was easy singing for people to learn easily.
Awesome.
And the chorus came to me first, and I thought, singing, holy, worthy is God, and just really, I'm bringing that out, yes.
That's awesome to hear, Karen. That's really great stuff. So, what was the creative process like for Holy, and how does it differ from your work as a performer in ensembles?
Yes, so with the songwriting, it's matching the lyrics with the melody.
Yeah.
That is the biggest challenge, and because that doesn't always work. You have the melody, but the words don't work.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, in this case, it worked.
Wow.
And whereas with the orchestra, again, you're thinking of playing in a section, tuning together, being gelling as a section.
Mm-hmm.
And with this, I also needed to, with the songwriter, I have to concentrate on getting the lyrics together with a melody.
Yeah.
If that makes sense?
100% it does. And that's really awesome to hear, Karen. So, your what message or feeling do you hope listeners take away when they hear "holy" for the first time?
I'm really hoping that it will draw people closer in their relationship with God.
Yeah,
And
true.
and I intentionally, like I said earlier, took scripture.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the first verse, just I'm really partnering with God's promises that every knee will bow, every tongue will confess
Confess. True.
that He is God, that people will choose Him. And yeah, I thought about that because it's really powerful singing the word. I've, like a day like today, literally, I also have to speak the word over myself. I can do
That's
all things
true.
through Christ. It strengthens me. So
Strengthens.
for
Yes.
people just to speak the word over your situations and over life, and because it brings life,
Yeah. True.
over whatever you're dealing with. Yeah.
100%. Great stuff, Karen. Just one more question before we close off with the interview. Where can the listeners find your music, including Holy, and also follow you online?
So, latest release, I have used YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes,
Yeah.
and Deezer as well. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yep.
And my online at Instagram, I'm on Jessica.
Uh-huh.
And then on Facebook, it's just my name as well, Karen Hess. Welcome to contact me and DM me. And Karen at gmail.com.
Awesome. That's really awesome stuff, Karen. Thank you so much once again for joining us today and sharing your incredible journey with us. It's inspiring to see how you've balanced performance and education while continuing to grow as an artist. That's really awesome, Karen.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
No problem.
Thank you, Ryan.
You're most welcome. And to the listeners, be sure to check out Karen's brand new release called Holy. It's definitely one you don't want to miss. And from us from South Coast Radio, thank you once again for tuning in, and stay tuned as we're about to play the song this very moment, which is Holy by Karen Hess. And you guys enjoyed that.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.